Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie with Georgia Beer Reviews back at you live with a special taste challenge video. And what I'm looking at is the Black Velvet. This is a 3-year blended Canadian whiskey. This is their base expression, 3-year. Got a little bit left. And it is going up against the Black Velvet Reserve. This is an 8-year aged expression. I've had both, obviously. I've done solo reviews on my channel and examinations with Ronald Terrio on his channel of Louisiana Beer Reviews, so go check that out. But I wanted to know if I could tell these two apart. I do think that the Black Velvet Reserve is much better. Both are budget priced. The Black Velvet 3-year is $9.99 for a 750 ml bottle, and the Black Velvet Reserve, which is their 8-year, ranges from $10.99 to $16.99. I got mine for $12.99, which is still a pretty good value. I missed out on a sale recently, though, where it was $10.99, so I'm kind of regretting not buying it sooner. But anyway, I think both are great budget Canadian whiskeys, and I did think that the Black Velvet Reserve was noticeably better, but I thought the only way to be fair would be to do a blind taste challenge. So what I have is two identical Glencairn glasses. I have them labeled. One says BV for Black Velvet. The other one says BVR for Black Velvet Reserve. So BV, standard Black Velvet. Let's give it a pour. Just enough there. All right. And the Black Velvet Reserve. A little bit more. Okay. So I've got them both poured. Color looks about the same, as you can see. So Black Velvet Reserve. Okay, color looks about the same, so I won't have to close my eyes really to make this fair. So one is a 3-year aged, one is an 8-year aged, owned by Constellation Brands. Both very reasonably priced. So I guess basically this challenge is to determine whether or not I can tell the difference between the two, see how my palate has developed over the last couple of years, me trying these different products. And I guess ultimately the final, I guess we'll see if it's worth the extra money to go with the 8-year. They're both very cheap though, so I mean, you know, you could go with either one. I don't think you'd be too unhappy, but for this challenge, I'm really just trying to see if I can tell the difference between a 3-year aged product and an 8-year aged product. 5 extra years of aging is pretty significant. So does it make a difference in the taste? And is it worth the extra money? So I'm going to go ahead and mix these up. I've already forgotten which one is which, honestly. Trying to make this as... Yeah, I have no idea which one is which. And I'm going back and forth here both ways. Yeah. All right, that's good enough. I have no idea which one is which. Okay. Color is the same. Poured the same amount in each glass. The glasses are identical. Both have nice alcohol legs. The color is light copper for both of them. Okay, so let's start with the one in my left hand. Okay, so the one on my left hand, I'm picking up on a nice caramel sweetness. There's a definite alcohol burn in the nostrils. I'm definitely picking up on that. very. I'm not really picking up on wood with this one. The Black Velvet Reserve, I remember distinct oak qualities with. This one already, I think, is the standard black velvet, but I don't know. Let's get the aroma on the other one. Okay. Oh, goodness. Doesn't smell much different, if I'm being honest. I'm definitely picking up on the alcohol burn with this one. The caramel sweetness is there. There's a little bit more of the caramel sweetness and kind of like there is a little bit of wood with this one, which makes me think that it's a Black Velvet Reserve. But they're both pretty spirit driven or pretty spirit forward on the aroma. God, they're pretty dang close. All right, on the aroma, let's go ahead and taste these and see what's going on here. So this one first. All right. The first thing I'm getting with this one is that nutty quality, like a little bit of almond extract. It's not as noticeable as with a lot of the other cheap Canadian whiskeys, but it's definitely there. And I don't remember picking that up on the 8-year. I remember it being more woody and not having that nutty quality to it like this one. So I still think that this one is the 3-year. All right. While that's fresh in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this one and see what we've got. This one has more. This one has more wood, which makes me think it's a reserve. The nutty quality is still there, but I don't think it's as much because that wood flavor, that wood character is coming in to play a little bit more. It's not a charred oak type thing that you get with bourbon whiskey, although it's slightly charred. It's like a light, it does have a light bourbon note to it. So I really do think that this is the reserve. Let me get another sip. Golly, I got to say, though, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be. This one's a little bit more spirit driven too. Although they're both spirit driven. This is a lot closer than I thought. Okay. Oh. God, they're so close, guys. They're both great budget Canadian whiskeys. There's not really that much difference between the two, though. I thought that it would be pretty noticeable. Okay. I'm just going to go with my gut here, and I'm going to say that the one in my left hand, maybe you're right, and the one in my right hand, maybe you're left. The one in my left hand, I think, is the standard 3-year. The one in my right, I think, is the 8-year reserve. But gosh, it's so much closer than I thought. That's why you do these taste challenges, because you just never know. Both are cheap, budget Canadian whiskeys, though, so I don't really think you can go wrong with either one. But from this taste challenge, I got to say, not worth the extra money. All right. So let's reveal it and see if I'm right. So I think this is the 3-year, the standard expression of black velvet. I got it. I got it. Ugh. And this is the black velvet reserve. So I got it right, guys. I'm pretty happy about that, because I'd like to think that that I would be able to tell these apart. But I have to admit, it was much more challenging than I thought it would be. The conclusion, to this is basically that they're very close. The Black Velvet Reserve, what sold it, or what made me think, or what got it right for me, was I picked up the extra wood quality for the 8-year versus the 3-year. It is a little bit more woody. However, they are both still pretty spirit driven on the aroma, and they both have that caramel sweetness and that nutty natural flavoring quality to it, that almond extract quality, as I like to call it. The only difference really is that little extra wood presence with the Black Velvet Reserve, but it's so minute. It's so little. I thought it would be more noticeable in a taste challenge, but it's not. So if you're drinking these products neat, then maybe go for the Black Velvet Reserve, because you get a little bit more wood character. However, if you're mixing these in anything, it's not worth the extra money, because there's not very much difference. And if you're mixing it in a cocktail, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. So just go for price. If you can get the Black Velvet Reserve for $10.99, like I saw it a couple weeks ago, I would definitely recommend it at that price point. But if it's $16.99, don't go for it. Just get the standard variant. It's not that much different. But yeah, I mean, there you go, guys. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to tell these two apart, but as Ronald Theriault of Louisiana Beer Reviews has always said, you got to do these taste challenges to be able to tell them apart, and that really is true, because you think you know, but you don't know. But I knew with this one. I got them. I got it right. So there you go, guys. 1 for 1 on these taste challenges. Well, for the liquor taste challenges, I've done a couple of beer taste challenges, and those were more just to determine which one was a winner, not necessarily trying to tell them apart. So I'm 1 for 1 when it comes to actually distinguishing between the two and knowing which one was which. So anyway, that'll do it for this special live taste challenge between two Constellation brand products, Black Velvet 3-year and Black Velvet Reserve 8-year aged. The 8-year aged has a little bit more wood quality, but both are pretty good, cheap Canadian blended whiskeys. If you're drinking them neat, go with the Reserve if you can get it for $10.99. Otherwise, just go with the standard Black Velvet. And if you're mixing it, it's a no-brainer. Go with the cheaper one. Go with the Black Velvet 3-year standard variant, because it's not going to make that much different in a mixed drink, if any at all. So that'll do it for this live taste challenge, guys. Hope you're having a great day, and let me know what you think if you've had the Black Velvet and the Black Velvet Reserve. Do you think they're worthwhile products? Do you think they're garbage? Can you tell them apart? Anyway, that'll do it for this challenge, guys. Hope you're having a great day, and until next time, everybody, cheers.